Pisces friends, how are you? I'm April Kamara, and this is your January 2020 reading. I'm a life coach and medium, and I just wanted a fun way to hop on YouTube and connect with more people. And I just always loved watching the different tarot readers come out and do different style readings. So I figured, I'm gonna have my own style reading. So since I'm not a typical tarot reader, I like to go ahead and tell you guys that I have one specific deck that I really connect with that I'm going to be using for these readings, and I'll just be channeling messages through those images. If you know the tarot and you have a connection to a card that's different than what I'm saying, by all means take what resonates with you and leave the rest. There's no hard feelings there with that. I'll also be pulling you guys an archetype card and some sort of spiritual, either yogic path card or a spell deck card, depending on what the vibe of the reading goes through. And you guys, my Pisces, are always super spiritual and super tuned in. So I'm super excited to see what comes up for you right now. So if you could just take a moment with me and put your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath in and out. And just go ahead and set the intention that this be a transformative reading for you, that you take what resonates and leave the rest. And let's go ahead and get started. So my favorite tarot deck is the Hermetic Tarot. I love it. So Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. What is their theme for January 2020? Thanks for making sure it's a card that I can give a succinct message for. My Pisces. I always love, all my Pisces friends are amazing. I love them so much. Okay. It felt like a card wanted to come out and then it didn't, so we'll let the cards fall. Oh, okay. Fall where they may. So the card that came out for you guys is the Hierophant. So this is actually different. I don't know if the traditional tarot has this specific card, but it's so fitting for a Pisces too. You guys are spiritual without even trying, but sometimes you can get escapist a little bit, or have a hard time really bringing that information back down to earth, and to me the Hierophant it's really taking all this esoteric wisdom and grounding it through some sort of practice or ritual, community, whatever it may be. So what I'm getting is that this month is a month for you guys to really take that natural spirituality that you have and decide how to channel it. Do you channel it by, I don't know, doing tarot readings for yourself? Do you channel it by going to a spiritualist group? Do you cultivate that energy through going to church or some kind of religious service? Really, it feels like this is a time for you guys to gain a little bit of structure and a bit of knowledge, right? Because you do have such a natural tendency to, just be naturally spiritual people. But with that natural spirituality, it can almost be, how do I say? It needs a funnel, you know what I mean? With Pisces, you guys really thrive when you're able to have some boundaries and have some people that you trust, and an organization or a path that you can follow, right? So it's the difference between I think most Pisces is that you have the Pisces who are spiritual and have a disciplined practice, and to me that's what this card is calling for. And then you have the Pisces who are spiritual and have kind of either had some kind of negative aspect of their spirituality come out that's kind of hindered them from ever getting back into it, or have stayed super religious and maybe let dogma kind of scare them out of the unique magic that their spirituality brings. So wherever you are in this process, it's really just I think this month I would say the message is to choose a path. Choose a path and let that path be your guiding force this month, and really assess like where you are right now versus where you are at the end of the month, and make it into a discipline, make it into a practice, let it structure you, and let it really kind of help you hone and funnel in your natural spirituality, so that way you can have progress, right? I would say that like choosing a path is really going to help you with like spiritual progress. You guys always have like the most unique messages that come through too. Alright, so this is the Wild Unknown Archetypes. I absolutely love it. I think you're going to love it too, because like most Pisces, I think you're going to really like vibe with the artistic nature of these and just how like bizarre the images are, but it'll probably speak to you more than it speaks to any other sign. So Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, what archetypes, or archetype, because we're just pulling one, what archetype is going to help them the most or come through them the most January 2020? I'm having a real hard time shuffling these right now. I just got them yesterday. They're shuffling better than they were yesterday, that's for sure, but having like a harder time. Pisces, what archetype is coming up for the Pisces? I love this. The Self. So this person is like a shadow amidst like this pearl that's inside its heart, and just rays of different colors coming out of that. And like, to me, what that is showing is like you guys are really in this like form of self transformation right now, and like it's so fitting for a Pisces too, because I feel like most Pisces, it's easy for a Pisces to kind of get like kind of lost sometimes, like never really truly knowing who they are, obviously depending on other placements in their chart, but just having this and like depending if it's like your sun, especially probably like a Pisces like rising or something like that, but always kind of like feeling a bit elusive, like identity is constantly changing, having that like sense of, like, because you guys just like kind of go with the flow so easily, but at the same time, like I'm kind of like seeing almost like you have this ability to like really enmesh with the energy of the environment around you. And so to me, what this is saying is like it's time now to like cultivate that, with this spiritual practice, like let that beauty that is you kind of like come into fruition, and like to me, the shadow aspect being behind is that it's like you're leaving your ego behind, and you're taking all the wisdom that you've learned from those like harder aspects of being a Pisces, and you're using it for your wisdom, and you're letting that shine through. Like, I kind of like the words that came to me when I said that. I was like, like letting your light shine, like let your light shine. And I think the Hierophant, like, choosing a path is really going to help you create the structure that's necessary for that wisdom to be brought to the world. Because let's be honest, like there's nothing better than like a really awesome Pisces who can like speak and share their wisdom. There's nothing better. Okay, so spell deck or the yogic path? Okay, I just heard spell deck, so we're just gonna go with the spell deck. Let's see what wisdom the spell deck has for you guys. Alright, so Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What spell charm or animal do they need for January 2020? These cards can get super real, so they don't mess around. Like the first card I pulled from this deck triggered me so much, but it really like got me thinking too. Like, you know how they say the trigger is where the light comes in, so I was just like, whoa. Alright. Whoa. That was a lot of cards. I'm gonna shuffle these again. That was like 12 cards that came out. That was probably just me getting tired. Alright, Spirit, what message? There we go, that's one card. I love when the cards just fly out. Sometimes I just don't have the patience. Oh, I love this for you guys. This is so fitting. Of course, the animal that you guys get is the owl. It says, with penetrating and observing eyes, owls are deep creatures that see and carry the gift of prophecy. You're a Pisces, of course. You've been prophesying since you could probably remember. These night birds, a symbol of the wisdom of ages, accompanied by Athena, the Greek goddess of knowledge. When the owl appears, hidden information, messages, and lessons will soon be revealed. While pursuing higher knowledge, carry an owl image, a talisman, or find a feather when you need to go deeper to learn, explore, and understand that which intimidates you. This is so great too, because like probably honestly, like for most of you Pisces, this Hierophant, like this choosing a path, probably like was triggered by some sort of event that like intimidated you or that maybe bested you a little bit, and you're trying to like really hone who you are as a person and hone who you are as a spiritual being. You know, like you're really taking that like that natural spirituality, which when we have like so much spiritual wisdom but we don't have a way to honor or ground that, it can be kind of chaotic. So this owl symbolism is showing you that like this path, whatever path that you're choosing, and making yourself the archetype that you're embodying, the owl is really going to help you to pull that wisdom. And I just realized that I never read you the light and the dark aspects of the self. So 119, I'm going to do that real quick. All right. So when in the light, you are witnessing and accepting new aspects of yourself. When in the dark, you're disjointed, you're fatigued, and your energy is diffused along with your purpose. It makes perfect sense, honestly, like to put yourself, like not only to like choose a path, but to not only choose a path, but to choose yourself at the same time. There will be a lot of witnessing, you know, there will be a lot of acceptance that's needed. And it's gonna, honestly, like what I'm getting, it's gonna be required for you to keep your energy in alignment, because any spiritual path is like gonna cause us, like, you know, it's gonna create growing pains, and sometimes those growing pains are what we want and sometimes they're not. So thank you so much for being a part of this reading with me. I hope you really enjoyed your reading. If you're wanting to learn how to work with me more, I'll put information down below. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz. Let's just make this like a really good community. I hope you really enjoyed the reading, and I'll see you February for 2020. Bye, guys.